Hey everybody, Tony Zayas, joined by Andy Halko today to dive into BuyerTwin and show you some of the features in there. Today we're going to take a look at the segments feature. There's been some improvements, enhancements there. Super valuable in helping you prioritize what is that specific segment of your audience that you really should be emphasizing. So Andy, did you want to dive in and show us what this is all about?
Let's do it. And really nice black t-shirt today, Tony,
Oh,
because
thank you. Yeah, it's
I've got
Black T-shirt Friday.
it must be Black T-shirt Friday. Yep. Um, this is cool. This is a new feature with BuyerTwin. When you go into the platform, one of the first things that it does is create recommendations for segments. And segments are typically groupings of target customers. So you look at things like industry, company size. If it's on the consumer, you can actually choose like gender, age, location, etc. And you create these segments, and then we'll create buyers within the segments. On the B2B side, that might be a CEO, CIO. On the consumer side, it might be stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, whatever it might be. But the cool thing that we've added in here, and we had a little bit of this in the past, but really have expanded it, is helping companies prioritize which segments they should target. And this is actually such an important step because every business has limited time and limited resources. They cannot go after everyone equally. If they do, a lot of times it waters down their tactics because instead of being hyper focused on one and doing it really well, they focus on 10 and they do each one very badly or mediocre. And so this whole process is really about helping people prioritize and find the one, two, maybe three segments that they should really invest the majority of their time and money into.
Yeah, and I know we see this with clients that come to us and like our consulting work that are expanding and they're saying we want to move into a new industry, or sometimes they're international clients that are saying we want to move into North America or something like that. And a lot of times it's just a broad, like they're just saying, yeah, like all industries, or we want, and that's just not realistic, right? So you have to kind of figure out the approach to take, and this process allows that to be pretty simple and puts logic behind it to help you make smart decisions.
Yeah, I actually think it's one of the most challenging things that I've seen in the years working with businesses is people get this fear of not targeting folks, of
Right.
narrowing their effort because they feel like they might miss something. Some people feel like, oh, well, what if I choose incorrectly? Uh, but any business owner, and I've seen so many that just want to reach everyone or reach a wide range of folks, that is just a recipe for failure. And so this process really helps put some logic and clarity behind it. It's a process that we've actually developed in our consulting over the years and now just made part of the tool. And so, what I actually have here is a number of segments that were determined. We're kind of looking in a manufacturing space. And what we have is some measuring capabilities here. And the first one that we look at is experience. I like to rank experience within an industry. And so, for this one, that is large manufacturing plants. We have over 50% of our customers are in this market, 10 to 50. We have less than 10%. Let's just say for this one, it's medium for us, that we have a good chunk of customers in that space. Then I like to look at competition. Is this market very saturated, like where there are a lot of folks that are targeting them with similar services? Is it towards competitiveness, minimal or almost no direct competition towards this? And so we'll do low on this one and say it's not as competitive. Then we look at specialization, and this is actually one of my most um, impactful ones that I love probably of all of these. And specialization is how much does our service or product uh, specifically adapt and focus on this target segment. Uh, as an example, if you're developing a CRM software, have you created specific features that are for construction businesses because they are a little bit different than, let's say, a marketing agency or a healthcare company? And so if you've done that, now you could say, well, for these people, I have special features or my services really align to that segment. And so on this one, I'll just do high because let's say that we've developed something that's really specific. Then we talk about demand. How hungry is this audience for my service? And a lot of times for me, I think of it is it a nice to have? Is it something that they want, or is it something that they have to have to apply for compliance reasons or security? And so you really try and judge, is this something that this industry for my product, what's that level of demand and need, hunger? So I'll do medium here. Scalability. I like to look at this of for this segment, is there an opportunity that we can acquire large contracts or customers in bulk, or is it a range of sizes, or is it more that we're acquiring small customers one at a time? We can really get a sense of that. Again, I'll just do bulk large. This is a scalable industry. And then passion is an interesting one. I've just kind of added that over the years because working with clients, there is definitely this unmeasurable of how much passion they have for it. Is it something that they really enjoy, that they feel like they connect with? And there is something that improves how they go to market with that segment if they have a little more passion towards it. And
Right.
sometimes you can measure it that, hey, I used to be in this, or it just feels exciting to me. It's not the only reason, but it is one of the six that we have here. And so let's just say I have high passion for this. And so you've seen now that this has moved over here for our large manufacturing plants. And what it tells us when we're up here towards this top right corner is that that is a segment we should prioritize. Versus
And
if we were down here and we said, okay, we have little experience, there's high competition, specialization is kind of low, demand is medium, scalability, let's say medium, and passion, I'm going to say low on this one. And so now we've looked and we've got this one over here. It's a little bit more in our lower left-hand quadrant. And so what this does is it allows you to go through each of these segments and use a logical, consistent process to measure each one. And at the end, you should see ones that are of a much higher priority and ones that are not. And that gives you an opportunity to have a way to say, okay, these are the segments we should target based off of a very logical and strategic evaluation.
so I have a couple questions. First of all, are you sure you didn't mismark your passion for wastewater treatment facilities? And
I mean, well, now that I think about it, I think I do really love it.
uh, and the second one is I just wanted to point out why are each of these showing twice? Like it shows medium, medium, low, low, high, high. if you want to explain that.
Yeah. So actually, in the platform, you can have your team all go in and rank them. So if you have a five person leadership team, each person can go in and rank, and then it will combine those scores and create an average. And so this becomes a really collaborative process that you can come in here with a team, and each person can really look at it from their perspective. So you get something that is more thought out.
I
That's a great
What I've
question.
seen is the ones that really change quite a bit is experience, specialization, and passion are the ones you can bring team members in who maybe bring that, even if you don't have the experience, the specialization, etc. So yeah, it's a great collaborative exercise.
Yep. And so now going through all these, you can see, I mean, two have kind of come up towards the top, one really high. Now, if I've got a limited amount of time and a limited amount of money, I know that I'm going to put 70% in that top one, maybe 20% in the other, and then split the last two, 5% of my time and money into each. Because it's not necessarily that we say we're not going to touch them at all,
Right.
but we're not going to have that. We're not going to do the lion's share of our time and money on them because they don't meet this really solid criteria. I mean, obviously, if you have one in the very lower right left, you may consider saying no ad, no spend for that. But this really, I think, helps, especially for those companies where they're not sure or they really are stuck in this mindset of we want to target everybody. I think this is a really powerful process for them and their leadership team to go through and at least gain some clarity on where they should invest for
So you're
growth.
so aiming for the top right quadrant, those are the ones that are scoring highest based on what you're inputting here, and then you get this understanding of which are the best fits and most attractive, kind of that the crosshairs there.
Yep. And I mean, these things change over time, right? I mean,
Right,
we may come in and say, okay, well, the demand for this one has lowered.
right.
And this one here, we've been kind of in the market and we're finding that there is much more hunger for this one. And you shift them, and that's okay. I think that this does not have to be a situation where you come in and for the rest of the life of your company, this is your focus. I with clients in the past have actually done this every 6 months. You
Hmm.
come back and you reevaluate because markets change. But that's good. I think that that's the process then to say, okay, well, let's shift our budgeting now. Let's align the team towards this. And that's great business is measuring, adapting, and optimizing over time.
That's what it's all about. Really good stuff. So if you guys want to try this out, Buyer Twin, we have a 14-day trial, 14 days for $14 and full access. So you can go in there and do everything that the platform does. BuyerTwin.com, check it out, and we'll see you again in another one of these videos where we kind of show you more about the platform. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.